Hey, hello everybody. This is AJ and Kristen's on the phone. I guess you could hear us a little bit chatting there, trying to get ready with everything. So let's start our teleseminar, webinar for VIP members and for the Advanced Conversation Club. Right now, everybody is muted, meaning your audio is off. So right now, only Kristen and I can speak. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the subject of emotion and emotional leverage, which one of your recent bonuses was about that topic. And I'll talk about one technique that you can use, one method you can use to increase your emotion when you need to make a change, when there's something in your life you want to change, maybe some problem in your life, maybe some big goal in your life, and you need that emotional power to really make the change, because a lot of times we know what we need to do, what we want to do, but we don't do it. Like an example is, say, health. We need to lose weight or we need to get healthy. We know exactly what we need to do, but for some reason we don't do it. We keep eating bad stuff and being lazy. So why don't we do it? Usually it's because we don't have enough emotional power to give us the energy to make that big change. So I'm going to talk about today one way, one technique that you can use to increase your emotional power and make a change. Maybe the change you want is to study much harder and improve your English speaking and listening much better. You can use this technique to help you do that. See, a lot of people, they know what to do, especially if you're a member of Learn Real English or Effortless English. You know what to do. You have a good method available, but the problem is maybe you're lazy, maybe you get tired, maybe you just don't do what you need to do. And so why is that? That's because you just don't have enough emotional power about this topic. So I'm going to talk about that, and then after I talk about this and we discuss this topic, then we will have a question and answer period. You can share your ideas or ask questions. If you called in with Skype then or on a phone, then you can actually ask a question and we can hear you, which is kind of cool. We can chat a little bit, share your question or your idea, and then we'll answer it and talk about it. If you're only listening on the internet, you didn't call with Skype, you can type in your comment on the chat or on the question box, and we'll look at those too and answer some of those. So anyway, I'm AJ, as you all probably know, AJ Hogue, Director of Effortless English, and one of the teachers of Learn Real English. Kristen, are you there?
I'm here. Hello, everyone.
So Kristen obviously is one of the teachers at Learn Real English too. If you're a member of Learn Real English or Advanced Conversation Club, then you know Kristen. So Kristen, why don't you talk a little bit about just using emotion or anything in your life where you've needed to increase your emotion, or where you have used emotion to make a change or something. Have you had any experiences like that?
Yes. One example would be when I was at a Tony Robbins event with AJ about a year and a half ago, and went through a process which AJ is going to talk a little bit about, I believe, called the Dickens process. And I went through this process myself, trying to change something about myself, which was perfectionism. Perfectionism, I've always wanted to be perfect in everything I do, and I think that actually holds me back. That can be very limiting. And so I wanted to change that about myself. And so this was a very emotional process that we went through at the Tony Robbins event. And I would say, as a result, I do still have times when I have the perfectionist side in me. There are still times when I try to be a perfectionist still, but there are, I believe, more times when I actually feel like I'm okay to not be such a perfectionist, and I'm okay if I make mistakes. And I think that has come from going through this very emotional process at the Tony Robbins event.
Cool. Well, that sounds good. We're going to actually go through the similar process that Kristen was just talking about. So it's called the Dickens process. Do you remember that, Kristen?
Yes, and I just mentioned that.
Okay, yeah. So the reason it's called the Dickens process is because it's named after Charles Dickens, the writer, old English writer. And it's specifically talking about the referring to Dickens' story, which is called A Christmas Carol. A lot of you guys know this. A Christmas Carol is about Scrooge. Remember the old mean guy who's got lots of money, and he kind of hates everybody, and he hates his life and everything. So what happens in the story? Well, he gets visited by some ghosts, right? The ghosts from the past, and the ghosts from the present, and then a ghost from the future. And each of these ghosts kind of scares him and shows him all the pain and problems and horrible stuff in his life that's caused by his current behavior, right? And so what happens is that he connects a lot of pain to his current behavior, to not changing. And there's so much pain connected to his past, pain connected to his present, pain connected to his future, that the next day he wakes up and he totally changes his life, and he becomes a wonderful, nice guy, and he starts giving money to everybody, and he becomes really happy and friendly. So that in that story, there's actually a very useful idea which NLP counselors use, some coaches use, and it's called the Dickens process. And what it is it's just a little exercise that you do, that you can do with yourself. And what you want to do is to do exactly what happened in that story, and that is you want to connect a lot of pain, massive pain, large amounts of pain, to your past, to the present, and to the future, connected to the behavior that you need to change or that you want to change. Everyone knows the power and importance of emotion. There are many ways to use emotion to get the powerful results that you want. You might use emotion to improve your English, to improve your health, to improve your financial situation, or to improve your relationships. What's it like to feel very emotional, to feel very sad and painful, or to feel very happy and excited? I mean, think about it. Can you remember the pain of losing someone that you loved? And can you remember the happiness of being in love or having a big success or an accomplishment? So do you understand the incredible power of emotions to create change? You can see in your own life how when you become really emotional, you get a strong desire to change. So when you listen to today's topic, the power of emotion to create change will be, even more obvious to you. You can use emotion to create powerful changes as quickly or slowly as you want. So as we get started here, first I want you to think about, what do you want to accomplish in your life right now? What do you want to accomplish in your life now? And how will you know that that thing is improving? Do you want to improve your English speaking a lot? Do you want to improve your health? Whatever it is, think of it. What do you want to accomplish in your life right now? And how will you know that it's getting better? And I don't know if you'll notice powerful changes this week or sometime next week, or it could even take as long as 3 weeks before you realize you're getting some powerful results because of what we're going to do. Tony Robbins always says, use positive and negative emotions to create change fast. And I agree. We all know that emotion is the key to powerful results. When you learn how to use emotion correctly, you get better results and faster results. So I always use an example of a race car. Think of a race car, like the fastest car you can imagine, like a Formula One car, a Ferrari. So obviously this car has a super powerful engine. It has a powerful engine. And it's amazing what this car can do. But imagine putting really cheap, dirty gasoline into the car. In fact, imagine actually putting dirt into the fuel tank, into the gas tank. And if you did that, the car would have a lot of problems. The engine would be damaged, and eventually the car would stop completely. So even though the engine is powerful, if the fuel or the gasoline is dirty, if it's low quality, the car will not go fast. It loses all of its power. And for us, emotion is the gasoline. Emotion is the fuel. When you use emotion correctly, you go fast. You get powerful results fast. So now let's learn one way to use emotion correctly, and it's called the Dickens process, as we said. So let's do it. First thing I want you to do is choose the result you want most in your life now. So pick one goal, one thing you must change. It might be a belief, maybe it's a behavior. There's something you really want in your life and something stopping you from getting it. So I want you to think about that. What is it you really, really want in your life right now? Just pick one. There might be a lot of them. So which change do you want to make now? To speak English confidently? To improve your health? Something else? So next, you must connect, the first step here, you must connect massive pain to your old situation or behavior. In other words, you have to connect massive pain to not changing. It means if you don't change, you're going to feel a lot of pain. And this is kind of the opposite of what we always think about, just focus on the positive, focus on the positive. That's good, but we also need to connect a lot of pain to what we don't want. So when you do this in a specific way, you create powerful results. So specifically, first I want you to remember all of the pain that your behavior or your belief caused in the past. So the thing you want to change, whatever it is you're doing now that's not working. Let's say that you've been shy, for example, with speaking English, and you haven't tried hard enough, or you haven't done what you need to do. Well, think about all the problems that has already caused you in the past. What embarrassment did you suffer in the past because you did not change? If this is health, if you're overweight, then I want you to really think about being fat and how have you been embarrassed because you were fat in the past? I know it sounds painful. It should be painful. That's the point. You want not changing to feel very painful. Then you'll get a stronger motivation to change. What depression did you suffer because you did not change? What sadness did you suffer in the past because you did not change? What failure or failures have you suffered in the past because you did not change this thing, this belief, this behavior, this idea, this situation? What did you lose in the past? What have you already lost because of your old weak behavior or belief? Who did you lose because of your old weak behavior or belief? What friends have you lost or family members are you not close to anymore? Who did you disappoint? Who in your life is disappointed because you did not change? Parents? Husband or wife? A boyfriend or a girlfriend? Children? Co-workers? Who is disappointed in you because you did not change? You did not do what you should do, what you feel you must do. And what disappointment did you feel in the past because of your old weak behavior, your old weak belief? And how weak did you feel in the past because you did not change, because you still didn't change? Remember that pain. Remember the embarrassment. Remember the disappointment. Remember the frustration. Because you realize that feeling this pain is the key to changing now. So that's the past. Next, let's go to the present. Think of all the pain your behavior, your old weak behavior or belief is causing now in your life, currently. Think of the frustration in your life now because you did not change, because of this old belief or behavior or situation. What embarrassment are you feeling now because you did not change? What embarrassment do you feel now because you did not change? Because you haven't improved your English, because you didn't get healthy, whatever your goal is, because you haven't improved your career. What embarrassment are you feeling now because of that? What depression are you feeling now because you did not change this situation? What failure are you feeling now because you did not change? What sadness are you feeling now because you did not change this situation? And who are you possibly losing now from your life? Losing their respect because of your old weak behavior or belief or situation? And what opportunities are you missing now because of this old situation, because you haven't changed, because you haven't improved, because you didn't do what you need to do? What failure are you experiencing now because you haven't changed, because of this old belief or old behavior or old situation which you know needs to change but which you have not changed? Think about all that sadness. Think about the frustration. Think about the difficulty that's in your life now because of this. And think about who else in your life that you are disappointing because of this problem, because of this situation that you have not changed. Parents, husband or wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, children, co-workers, who is disappointed in you because you haven't changed, because you have not achieved this goal, because of this situation? And how weak are you feeling now because you did not change? Think of that pain that's in your life now. Think of the embarrassment. Think of the disappointment. And now let's go to the future. Think of all the pain your behavior or your belief or your situation will cause in your life in the future if you don't change. What embarrassment will you suffer in the future? More and more embarrassments because you did not change. What depression will you suffer in the future because you did not change? What failure will you suffer because you did not change? Imagine all the future failures that are coming if you don't change this situation, this belief, this behavior. Imagine all the sadness that's coming in the future if you don't change. And who in your life might you lose? Lose their respect, lose closeness to them because of your old weak behavior if you don't change? What opportunities are you going to miss in the future because of this old weak behavior, because of not changing? What disappointment will you feel in the future because you didn't change? And how weak are you going to feel in the future because you didn't change? Think of the pain, think of the embarrassment, think of the disappointment in the future if you don't change. And now the next part of this process, of this exercise, is pleasure. This is the more fun part. So now what I want you to do is to imagine success. Everyone wants success and happiness in their life. So now I want you to feel, how will it feel when you make this change? How will it feel when you have that success that you want? When you speak English confidently as you want, or when you become super healthy, or when you get the money you want, or when you get your relationship better, whatever it is. I don't know if you're ready to change now. So before you start changing, I want you to imagine that you already have changed. In fact, remember a time in your life when you felt super excited and super happy. Maybe you had a really big success in your life. Or maybe you just were in love or something. Imagine that and remember it. Remember this incredible, wonderful feeling of success and happiness in your life. Any event that you had. Now imagine, how will it feel when you change your behavior or your belief and you feel that super happiness again? How will your life be different when you change this month? How will your feelings about the past be different? I mean, how surprised will you be when you feel more relaxed about past problems? Will you feel calm about those past failures? Or will you just laugh at them? Or when you change this behavior or belief or situation, will you just forget about those problems in the past? The more excited you are about this change, the less painful the past is. Of course, you're even more excited about the present. Imagine the change is already happening now. This goal is almost here already. How excited do you feel now about this improvement and success? Imagine it's already happening now. What specifically do you feel happy or excited about? Your personal life, your job, school, or your relationships? Imagine how this change is improving your personal life now. And imagine how this change is improving your job or school already. So imagine the change it's already happened. The success is already here. Who is already proud of you because of this change? Parents? A wife or husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, friends, co-workers? Who admires and respects you because you are already changing? Feel the pleasure of success now. Smile right now. A really big smile. And feel that pleasure. You must feel the emotion. Feel the pleasure. Feel the happiness of being successful. Of getting your goal. The emotion is important, so smile really big and see and imagine it's already changing now. Of course, the future will be even happier and more exciting because you have changed. Imagine 1 year from now. You changed. You did it. You are successful. How does it feel? What excitement do you feel because you changed? What happiness do you feel because you changed? Are you making more money? Do you have more friends or new friends? Do you have a better job? What is better in your life because you changed? 1 year from now, what is better? How does it feel? Feel the pride. Feel the happiness. Feel the excitement. Smile really big and imagine that future. See the results clearly right now. You changed. You did it. How is your life different 1 year from now? What new opportunities do you have in your life because you changed? And who is happiest about your success? You or your parents? Your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, children, friends, coworkers, someone else? Who is happiest about your new success? You are a different person now. Feel the happiness of that success, the pleasure. Okay. So we have connected powerful emotion to your change. You may want to do this again after the call and write your answers. Write them. Pain to the past, pain to the present, pain to the future if you don't change with your current situation. And then pleasure to the past, forgetting all those past problems. Pleasure to the present, pleasure to the future, imagining making the change, having success. You connected pain to not changing, and you connected pleasure to changing. Use more powerful emotion to get faster and more powerful results. So the more pain you can create and imagine about not changing, and the more pleasure and happiness and excitement you can create, it has to be real inside your body. You must feel it. Then you'll get more powerful results, and your changes will happen faster. Do this anytime you must change or improve something in your life. And so, after that, the last thing you want to do is just celebrate. You want to say, yay, I did it, yay. You want to feel good after this whole thing is done. Feel happy, feel fantastic. And that's it. That's the simple process. It's called the Dickens process, what we just did. And it's just going through and identifying one specific thing you want to change in your life, one problem, one bad situation, one idea that you're struggling with, and then identify what you actually want. What's your goal? What's your success? And then you just go through step by step. Connect pain to the past, pain to the present, pain to the future if you don't change, and then pleasure to the past, pleasure to the present, pleasure to the future when you do change. And it all has to be super emotional. So right now on this call, I don't know, maybe some of you were very emotional and you really imagine this. And you will get super powerful results very quickly. Some of you maybe didn't feel the emotion really strongly right now, so maybe your results will be a little bit slower, but they will happen. But I encourage all of you to go and do this again with pen and paper, to really imagine all this when you're alone and write it down. Write down all the painful things that will happen if you don't change. And write down all the pleasure that you will feel when you do change. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have a little chat. Now is your chance to ask questions or to share comments. You can tell us your ideas about how you use emotion to create change. So that's great if you want to do that. Or if you have a question about using emotion or about anything else, you can do that. Now how this works is if you're on the call, you can press *2 on your keypad on Skype. You have to get the keypad with the little numbers, and you'll press *2. And when you do *2, that raises your hand. I can see that you want to ask a question or say something. And then what I will do is I will choose you, and I will say your name. And after I say your name, I will turn on your audio. and then you can say what you want to say. You can ask a question or make a comment. After you finish your comment or your question, I will mute you. I will turn your audio off again, and then Kristen and I will discuss your comment or your idea. And then we will take the next question or comment.
And I want to say that I'm actually in the chat room now, and there are several people in the chat room. So for people who are in the chat room, you can ask your question by just typing into the chat room, and I'll read those, and we can discuss those as well.
Okay, that's a great point. So some people are listening just on the internet only. They don't have in fact, we have a lot of people just listening on the internet. Wow.
AJ, go ahead. Someone's already asked a question in the chat room, so.
Okay, that's all right. We're getting a lot of questions. So if you're just listening, you don't have Skype, then type your question and we'll look at some of those questions. Kristen will look at those questions. But first,
there's a really good question actually that I'd like to start with in the chat room.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry if I mispronounced the name. It's Adi. He says, I have a question. I am from Iran, and as you may know, there are many problems here. So my question is, how can we still have our emotional power in a country with lots of enormous problems? Very good question.
Yeah, well, do you want me to, you want to say anything?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I would say, that's a good question. So he's from Iran, this one of our fans in Iran, and there's lots and lots of problems. So he's saying, how can we have our emotional power? And my comment would be, it's even more important to have and use your emotional power when you have a tough situation. I mean, when we're happy and everything's perfect, well, of course, it's easy to be happy then, but the problem is that when we have a difficult thing in our life, then we have to really use our emotional power, and we have to be careful about that. Now, some things we cannot change. I don't like a lot of things that the American government does, but it's beyond my power to change it. I can't change it. I'm not the president. I don't control the government. So I have to be careful that I don't become so negative and upset by something I can't control. So the thing I try to do is I try to focus on my life, the people in my life, what I can do. And I try to focus on how can I grow, how can I help more people. Yes. Right? And I can't, and so in Iran, the government's, maybe there's a lot of terrible things happening. Do what you can, but, don't let it destroy your life. That's Kristen, you have a comment?
Yeah, I would say the same thing. When you get, it's like AJ was saying, there's many things that he and I both do not agree with the American government, but if we allow it to upset us too much, then we come from a place where we have no power. It disempowers us, and we can't do anything. So when you focus on yourself and things you can do for yourself and also for other people at a smaller level, it doesn't have to be as big as dealing with what am I trying to say, AJ? The government.
Yeah, and I would say too that revolutions start at the local level.
At a very small level. Yes.
Right. You change things by first in yourself. You have to change yourself. Then you change it in small groups, and those small groups connect to each other, and then they become bigger, and that's how big changes happen. So why don't we go to a phone call next? So I'm gonna say
thank you for your question. He also had a comment. It's even hard to pay for your VIP lessons here in Iran.
Well, again, that's something we can't control with the U.S. government. That's something the U.S. government does that we can't control. We don't like it, but we can't do anything about it, unfortunately. So sorry. Hopefully that will change. Okay, our next, we're actually going to take a caller now. So the caller is, your Skype name is, let's see, I don't know how to pronounce this, Radanekar. 1 second. You're unmuted now. Radonekar?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, we can hear you.
First of all, I would like to ask hello to you and Kristen.
Hello.
And all VIP members, of course. And my question is, I have one big problem, and I cannot force myself to speak loudly when I'm in my flat, because I come from a small city, small town, and here it's very difficult to find English speaking person, and so I decided that I practice English at home because of pronunciation and because of speaking, and I'm not able to do it. It's very difficult for me to speak loudly. Okay?
I see. So your problem is you to speak out loud because you don't have people to practice with?
Mm-hmm. Of course, yes, correctly.
I see. Okay, got it. Well, I would say I'm gonna mute you now just so I can answer the question. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, so that's I think it's a common question. Is that people say people are in cities or towns where they don't have a lot of English speakers. So here's a little bit of good news. Good news number one is that listening is going to help your speaking. So even if you don't speak at all, just by listening to Americans or British people, whatever you want, you will start to improve your English a lot just by doing that, because you're hearing correct, native speaker English. So that's one thing, is just focus a lot on listening. Of course, people do want to practice speaking as well. There are a few ways to do that. One is to just practice by yourself alone, like in a room, and you can actually give speeches to the mirror, stand in a room by yourself and just give a speech. Choose a topic you want and talk for 5 minutes by yourself, just talking about the topic. It sounds a little crazy, but actually it will help you to relax and to improve the speed and the clarity of your speaking. So that's a great way to do it if you just want to get used to speaking and speaking more clearly and more powerfully. So again, you're in a room by yourself and just choose any topic and just start talking and push yourself to talk a little bit quickly, a little bit fast, and certainly to talk loudly. Don't be quiet and shy. Talk nice and loud and just speak English, talking to yourself alone in a room. That will help you a lot. For pronunciation, what you can do is you can use movies. You can choose one scene from a movie, and you can actually try to copy the actors. Play the actors, one sentence, and then stop or pause, and then you say it, and you try to sound exactly like them. So these are just a few ideas. Kristen, do you have any ideas about that?
Sorry, I've been kind of answering people's questions and
on the
responding
chat?
to people in the chat. So
well, that's okay. Why don't you do that? I can talk more. That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. So anyway, those are a few ideas about how to how to practice speaking. And of course, the last thing is Skype. Of course, there's a thing called CanTalk, where you can find people to talk to on Skype, free. Just practice your English. So CanTalk, it's KANTALK. So it's with a K, not a C. KANTALK. CanTalk.com, I believe. You can find Skype conversation partners there, people from different countries, including the United States and Canada, who just want to chat and practice English or just talk. So CanTalk is a free way to find people to chat with. All right, so let's go to our second question.
AJ, I have a question for you. Will people be able to access? Is this being recorded? Will people be able to access this?
This is being recorded, yes.
So I have a question. For example, someone asking how to improve their financial situation. So they could actually go back. This is Cesar in the chat room. He could actually go back and re-listen to the whole Dickens process.
Yes, and do it again, focused, do the whole thing, listen to it again, and focus on his financial situation. Definitely.
Okay, so yeah, Cesar, I would recommend that that's what you do in response to your question about improving your financial situation. Okay, sorry, AJ, go ahead.
All right, good. Our next caller is, let's see, Shervinci?
Yes.
Skype.
Yes.
Yes, hi.
Hi, AJ. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Yes, pretty well. Thank you very much. And I am the son of Adi, ADI, who she has asked you the question of.
From Iran.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I see. Okay.
Yes. But she's very excited right now, and somehow she can't speak, and so I have to speak instead of her. But she's here, and she can say hi to you. Actually.
Hi, AJ. Hi, dear AJ. I love you.
Oh, thank you.
You are one of the best people in the world.
Oh, thank you so much.
So you work very, very good for people like us. You are very effective people. I am very excited and I can't speak correctly. For this reason, pardon me.
Oh,
but
no worries. You sound good.
I love you, and I am very lucky I have a teacher like you. All the time I wait for your lesson, of course. But the big problem for me is
Prepare
credit card for buying your lesson. Sometimes I am delayed, but you pardon me, excuse me. I try to buy all your lesson, and I can just say I love you, and I wish to you and your family happiness.
Oh, thank you so much. That's very nice. Thank you.
So, my dear AJ, may I ask a question to you? And the question is, when you really don't have any motivation, there were times in my life, okay, that I really wanted to do something, to do, for example, to learn English, to write something, for example, as I am learning playing guitar somehow. But in the middle of the way, I have to give up because of many problems here. And maybe the people of Iran may know this better, can understand this somehow better. But I want to know that in these hard situations, how we can energize ourselves again.
Okay, sure. That's a great question. I'm going to mute you real quick, and then Kristen and I will talk about it. 1 second.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, so that's a great question. So it's kind of similar to the first one they were asking by the chat, which is when you're in such a bad situation. So obviously, as we all know, Iran has a lot of problems, political and other, like many other countries. But I know that it can be very, very tough in Iran right now. So, but we can all be in very tough situations. I think all of us have had times in our life where it's been really, really, really hard. Maybe external, something outside us is very hard, like the economy or something political, or other times it's something in our own life. Maybe we lose our family, someone gets divorced, or job is gone, or whatever. There can be a lot of things that happen that seem like they're preventing us from getting what we need and want. And sometimes it's easy and normal for a while to just feel really sad and feel terrible. And that's okay. I mean, it's normal in some situations to be angry, to be upset. We're human, and that's absolutely normal and probably necessary. But eventually, we have to change that, because if we don't, we just become depressed and weak and tired and angry all the time, and that's not good. It doesn't help us. It doesn't help anyone else. So it's not easy, but what we have to do is we really have to, look at the situation and decide what we can do. What do we have power to do? And we have to look at in our own life, how can we, react differently? What can we do? Let's say in the example, he wants to learn guitar, and there's a lot of things that in the world that are very hard and tough. But we have to look at what can he still do? What can you still do? Maybe can you still practice, alone in a room quietly somewhere? If the answer is yes, then you got to do that. You got to focus on what can you do, and what is it that is controllable in your life, and make those changes. Make yourself stronger, make yourself grow, and don't focus on so much on things that cannot be controlled. Because there's still a lot that we can control. We can control our mind. We can control what we think about and focus on each day. We can control our goals and our focus. We can control, what we do in our free time. There's a lot of things we still can control, and if we use this process or use emotion to make ourselves change and get more positive and focus on these things and do the actions we need to do, we can still do a lot of great things, and we can get a lot of the things that we need and want in our life. So that's my short answer, not so short answer. Kristen, did you have any other comments, or should I go on to Charlie? Charlie, yay!
Actually, I want to say a couple of things. I'm sorry. I know I'm not pronouncing this name correctly. It looks like Saleh Al-Maketi wanted me to tell you hello, AJ.
Okay.
And
hello?
Someone keeps asking. He or she is from Iran. They keep asking about a version of Effortless English on DVD, because the problem is people in Iran cannot use credit cards in Iran.
Well,
so I've replied in the chat. Sorry, but we don't offer that on DVD. The lessons at this time are not offered on DVD.
Well, let me make a.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, it's more than that. The U.S. government, because of the U.S. government, we cannot do business in Iran of any kind. That's why Iranians have a hard time, getting buying our lessons or online. We can't sell DVDs to Iran. It's very hard. Even to visit Iran, which I would love to do, it's not impossible, but it's very tough. Both governments, the American and the Iranian government, make it quite difficult for us to do that. So unfortunately, right now, there's just nothing we can do. It's not us. It's the Iranian government, and there are a few other governments around the world where this is also true. And just hope that it, opens in the future. I know, like in Vietnam, there's a lot of difficulty just with online business right now. So, hopefully it'll get better, but there's just nothing we can do about that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Any other questions before we go on to Charlie? Charlie, one of our
ahead.
super VIPs. All right.
Charlie from France?
Yes,
hey,
I believe so.
How's it going?
Hey.
Hey, Charlie. How's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Is the microphone working fine? Because I just found it somewhere in my closet here. I haven't tried it.
You sound fine to me.
All right.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say that I really like the webinar. I'm going to use this technique tomorrow. I'm starting a new training program for, let's say, get more ripped, like having less body fat. I saw a guy do what you would call a push-up planche. It's like a push-up, but you have your feet off the ground. It's amazing, and I want to do that. So I want to use your technique to really do that, like in 5-6 months.
Yeah.
It's really hard. I tried it. I was like, man, this guy is an alien. About using movies for improving your pronunciation, I would like to maybe add something.
Sure.
You can watch only one episode of a TV show, and you get the subtitles or the script.
Mm-hmm.
And you read the lines along, and then you pause, and you try to repeat every line. And what you can do, you can pick a character and you say, for example, I'm Mr. Jones. And I will try to answer the questions when my, let's say, colleague asks me. So it's like having a conversation, you know what I mean?
That's a great idea. Yes, I love it.
And then you switch roles, you're Mrs. Jones.
Yeah, fantastic idea. Oh, I like that.
And what I also do in my home, I try to, even if I cook, I'm like, I'm going to use some, I don't know, salt, or, That's why I get to use lots of English words that you maybe wouldn't use if you were writing a formal letter or just having a informal conversation with a friend.
Right.
So there are lots of things you can do.
Oh, fantastic. Good suggestion. In fact, I'll talk more about that because I really like that.
Charlie, by the way, Lisa Bognar says to tell you hello. Nice to hear you.
Hello.
Good talking to you, Charlie.
This must be someone who knows you on the VIP forum.
Well, I've been very busy lately, so, I'd like to be there more often, but it's hard.
Well, we appreciate you, all the energy that you always have and all the great example. You've been fantastic. So
yes.
You too.
And it's good to hear your voice and hope to meet you someday in person.
Sure.
Great. All right. Good talking to you, Charlie. We'll talk to you again.
Good talking to you.
Yeah, okay, bye.
Bye.
Fantastic. Good to hear from Charlie. I love that idea. So what he's doing, let me repeat that in case he was saying he thought his microphone wasn't so good. What Charlie's saying is another way that he practices speaking English when he's alone. He doesn't have a partner to practice with. Is he plays, let's say, an American TV show, for example. He'll get an American TV show with the subtitles, so he can use a dictionary to find words if he can't understand them. And then what he does is he will choose one character, and he will be that character. So in the show, he'll play the show, and whenever his character needs to speak, he might pause, and he'll say what the character is supposed to say. Or if another character in the show asks his character a question, he will answer it. So he's pretending to be that character, that one character. Let's say if you're watching Friends, he might choose a character named Ross. The guy's name is Ross in that TV show. Anytime someone asks Ross a question, then you or Charlie, to practice, you would answer the question, pretending that you are Ross. And you would try to use Ross's same emotion, same facial expressions, same voice, same accent. So you're pretending to be this one character, and you're using that one character to help you practice English. I think that's a really interesting idea. I like it. What do you think, Kristen?
Yes, I think it's a good idea too. And sorry, I'm like typing and I'm only half listening.
Well, see, if anyone, remember, it's *2 if you want to ask a question, if you want to talk.
Some people, unfortunately, in the chat room are saying there were a couple of people who were having problems. They didn't hear the webinar. They're not hearing it.
Oh, it's just, oh, really? Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
All right. Let me take a quick call from Alexia, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then we'll see about a chat question. Okay, Alexia, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Actually, I'm not Alexia. I'm Mary.
Oh, okay. Well, hi, Mary.
Yes, I'm your student. I use my daughter's Skype. That's why you saw Alexia.
I see. It's your daughter's thing. Okay.
Yes. I'm very glad to hear you and talk to you, and I hope to see you if you want to invite, not actually invite, to come in our country. I'm from small island, Cyprus.
Oh, from Cyprus. Okay.
Yes. Oh. Yes.
Maybe someday. I'm planning Tomoe and I are planning to go to Spain probably in beginning of May, we're thinking. I don't know if we'll, maybe not Cyprus this time, but we're getting closer to Europe.
Yes, of course, because I know that you like to travel all the world. That's why I tell you now to visit us.
Oh, thank you.
And we will have our hospitality as well.
Well, thank you. Hopefully we'll make it to Cyprus. I certainly would love to go to Istanbul sometime too. So we'll get to that area, hopefully in the future.
Yes. The small island is near Turkish.
Yes.
Turkey, actually. And the island is occupied from Turkish. So we have the half island.
That's
Greek,
right.
and the other half island is from Turkish.
That's right. Yes, I know. Interesting.
Yes. Yeah. So, I love your lessons. I like them very much, and I'm very glad to have you as my friend, as my teacher. And I hope you to go well, to do everything well. And I forgot my questions. I heard the old people that they have the questions, and I want to say something for them, but now I forgot it.
It's okay.
Actually, from that a woman or man, I don't know, from Iran.
Yes.
He said, or she, I don't know. He said that what he can do in your country, because they have that all situations there. So we learn from you, and I have this in my mind as well. But you gave us our courage just to offer to the other people, so he will be a leader.
Mm-hmm. That's
great. If you understood my my thoughts, I don't know if I am very specific.
No, that's very clear. Yes, in fact, if you don't mind,
clear. Yes,
I'll talk more about that. That's a great idea.
Yeah. Because if you offer to somebody to suffer, that you see that they suffer, so you feel that you give something, and you feel very, very happy when you give the small thing, as a glass of water, something like that.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Great. Well, wonderful. Thank you. That's a great comment. I'll talk more about that now.
Yes, thank you, EJ. I'm very, very happy to hear you.
Thank you, Mary, and hopefully I'll make it to Cyprus.
Yes, of course. Don't I don't know now. I want you to visit me. If you come, please contact me, okay?
Well, absolutely. If I come there, I absolutely will.
I would like to meet you.
You can be our tour guide.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So real quick, I just want to say that's a great comment by Mary that, you know, it's a simple thing, but when you are in a really tough situation yourself, that if you focus on contributing to other people, helping other people, it really does make you feel much better. And I know I can think back to one specific time in my life where I was pretty miserable. I felt terrible and really sad and depressed, and I started to focus on helping other people more. And when I did that, I also started feeling better. It's kind of amazing. So that's one great thing you can do is not only just to focus on yourself, but to think about how can I help other people, even a small way. Like she said, you give a glass of water to somebody who's thirsty. I mean, it can be very small, but if you just each day start thinking about how can I help other people, how can I help some other people, maybe family, maybe friends, maybe strangers you don't know, but just by thinking about that and doing little things, you actually will feel better yourself. It's actually very powerful. That's a great suggestion from Mary. Kristen, I'm sorry, go ahead. Do you have a question or
First,
comment?
I want to say Sarah Horowitz from Europe, living in New York. She said, AJ, you need to check your inbox in the VIP.
Yes. Oh, Sarah, my friends say the same thing. Sometimes I get so many emails and everything that sometimes I just turn off my phone and I ignore my emails, and it's just so much sometimes. So anyway, sorry. Right, Kristen?
Yes. Wow, I'm getting overwhelmed with questions and comments.
Well, just
here.
pick out one that you think sounds good. That
I'm trying to.
Probably can't do all of them.
Yeah. Let me go back up. There was a question. Let me see.
And then I'll get to our next caller. Should I just go to the next caller and then you can find one?
Okay.
Okay. So our next caller is, let's see. Tiit, Wimberg. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, hi. How are you?
Oh. Hi. Hello, everybody. My name is Tiit Wimberg, yes, because I'm calling from Estonia.
From Estonia?
From Estonia, yes. And I encouraged myself, about how, because it's a historical moment for me to speak, to this huge audience.
You sound great.
But anyway, I took call, and I'm proud. Okay. Actually, I didn't catch very beginning of the conversation, but I heard some parts of our discussion of the topics, and I have no question, but I have some advices for people who don't know what to do in very different situations and tough times in their lives. By the way, it's going good. You hear me good?
Yeah, your audio is your connection is a little bit. It's okay. I can hear you.
Oh,
it's a little bit bad, the connection sometimes, but it's okay.
Yes, it's Skype. Okay, but anyway, I have recently big problems and big changes in my life because of bankruptcy, And in these times or in this situation, I used exactly these lessons about your, the YAP, the big lessons, and good stuff. I recommend highly people you use this kind of stuff from YouTube, like Course in Mastery by
Course in
Tom Wood. It's a great stuff. It's very, very, very powerful, and exactly same things we hear from you. Actually, it's very powerful, and I have this kind of advice for people. Use a lot of these inspiring speeches and like Les Brown and Tom Wood and so on, and of course AJ Hogg, because I'm very grateful and thank you, AJ.
Thank you.
And I have a plan because I changed my how to say life. and actually I am starting now. This is a very interesting period for me. I started my own internet business and it connected to teaching my own language in my own country.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes. And, one question I have for you. Is it possible to contact, not personally, with you and talk about how I can use your, how to say, methodics? You understand what I mean?
Great, yes. I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. That's all.
I'm going to mute you real quick, and then I'll answer your question and also talk about your comment.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. It was great to... Oh, sorry about the noise in San Francisco here.
And then let's take a question from the chat room, okay?
Okay. Thank you so much, Tia.
Okay, thank you for all.
Okay, so he had two comments. One comment was, he said if you're in a bad situation, like the Iranian caller had said, his recommendation is that you listen to lots and lots of positive things, like A Course in Mastery, which you can find on YouTube, or lots of positive speakers. People like Tony Robbins, Brian Tracy, there's Jim Rohn. There's lots of them, and you can get a lot of this for free on the Internet, and it's also worth buying books by these people, buy their audios, buy videos from them if you can. So one important thing is if your situation in life is very negative, let's say in your country or something else, then you need to feed yourself a lot of positive stuff. You have to feed your brain, feed your mind lots of good, positive things. So every day, read books that are very positive. Watch videos that give you power and make you feel positive and strong. Do this every day. It's very important. You have to support yourself and feed yourself these good, strong, positive messages all the time. One time's not enough. You got to do it every day. And then his other question was about business. He's starting an internet business, and he's wanting to know how to kind of use some of those ideas and maybe even talk to me about that. I would recommend getting my Success Business English lessons, especially if you're doing online business. It really teaches you how I did that. You could also contact my assistant if you have a specific thing you want to talk to me about or discuss relating to business. You can contact my assistant directly. Just go to my workshop homepage, or you could do it on the VIP social site or the Advanced Conversation Club site. Just post it on my wall, and then I can get in touch with you. Okay, Kristen, you said you had a chat question now?
Yes, and this question was posted quite a while ago. I'm going to just spell the name. It's Googhyn, and then NAM. It sounds maybe like a Vietnamese name.
Okay.
He says, I have a problem in keeping the emotional power. Hold on, I just lost it because...
Problem keeping emotional power. I see. Okay, I think that's
okay.
common.
I have a problem in keeping the emotional power. How can I do it? Do I have to do the exercise every day? So in other words, the Dickens process. And it's a little bit hard to imagine the situation and emotion.
Okay, well, I would say that you got it. First of all, this is something you practice and you get better at it. So no, you don't have to do it every day, but I do recommend doing it several times. And to create the emotion, there's a few things you can do to make the emotion stronger. First of all, be alone when you do it. And maybe turn out the light. So it's a dark room. And then use your body, like you could stand up while you're imagining the pain part and also the pleasure. And when you're imagining the pain, put your shoulders down, put your head down. You could even almost try to cry. You probably won't really cry, but you could almost pretend like, really try to make your body feel sad and kind of painful. So that's part of making this technique more powerful is you gotta feel that pain, and one good way to do that is when you're feeling the pain is really, put your shoulders down, breathe kind of tight, put your face down, make your face. See, I make mistakes in English too. Fein's not a word. Make your face look painful, like you're just really sad and you're going to cry, and you could even make sounds. You could be like, and then close your eyes while you're doing this and imagine and exaggerate even all the painful results of not changing. Really, you got to make it terrible, and you do everything you can to feel this kind of, emotional pain and make it really, really strong. And then on the other side, for the pleasure part, when you're doing that and you're imagining your success, then you do the opposite. With your body, you got to stand up, put your shoulders back, head up high, big, big, big smile. In fact, you probably even want to bounce on your feet or even jump in the air and just have this, be walking around and moving your body and feeling, really making that emotion stronger and stronger, so that when you imagine the success, you can feel it in your body, this powerful feeling of pleasure and excitement and happiness. So just sitting in a chair doing it is less powerful, but standing up in a dark room and using your body to make the pain worse and make the pleasure better, that makes it much more powerful. And then, of course, yes, if you do this several times a week, each time you do it, it's more power. You're programming your unconscious mind. You're programming your emotions and your brain to get the success you want, to make the change. So, yes, make it a habit that you do it once a week or 3 times a week, whatever, and then use your body to really make the emotion part stronger. Do you have any other suggestions, Kristen? Kristen?
No, sorry. Yeah, I'm here. I'm just, again, I'm not really listening to your responses because I'm typing at the same time.
So you're reading and looking at the chats. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right, I think we have one more, person with their hand raised. There's no name, though, so I'm just going to unmute it, okay? Hello? It just says unavailable, so I'm not sure who this is. Maybe you're calling on a phone. Hello? Just say, if you have your hand raised, say hello.
Hello?
Hello? Yes, hi. Say your name, please. If your hand is raised, just please say your name. Hello? Hello? Oh, okay, well, we're having some problems getting that answer. Kristen, any more chat questions? Or it's been an hour and 15 minutes, so we're probably going to end soon.
Yeah, let me see. Oh, here's one question from Lisa Bognar. Hi, AJ, what would you recommend for an absolute beginner? How and what method to use for English learning?
Okay, that's a great question. We'll finish with that question. How about that? That's a great question. I get that question a lot. So first, let me be clear that my lessons and the Learn Real English lessons are not for total beginners. As you know, since you get them, VIPs, you know, they're too difficult for an absolute beginner. An absolute beginner is someone who speaks zero English. They know nothing at all, zero. So don't start with our lessons. It's much too difficult. For an absolute beginner, what I would love to say is go do a storytelling class. But I know that that's not, most people don't have that available in their own country. So I think for absolute beginners, the thing to do would be to start with super easy, like children's books, children's novels. Use a dictionary, a translating dictionary, starting, with super easy, like I said, it's very easy things, and also very, very easy audios. One place you can get these is ESL Pod. That's ESLPOD.com. ESLPOD.com. ESL Pod is a great place for fairly easy audios. Now, there's a lot of levels at ESL Pod. Some are difficult, some are easy, but they do have a lot of easy audios. So someone could get those easy audios, and you could get the text for those audios. I think you have to pay for that. I'm not sure, but it's not expensive. And then they could use the dictionary with the text, to find the meaning of the words, and then they could listen to those really easy audios, and they're short also, and listen to them again and again and again, not just one time. As you guys know, deep learning is important, so you need to listen to the audios, 20 times or 30 times or more. So for a total beginner, if you're trying to help somebody who's a very low level, get those easy audios at ESLPod.com and have them, use the text and use those audios. So I think that would be my best suggestion for someone who's trying to learn English and they're totally new. That's for an adult. For children, games and songs and things like that, and nice, fun books. Those are all good things, too. All right, so I guess that's it, unless you have another super important question, Kristen, there.
I don't think so. I would just like to thank everybody in the chat room for all of their comments and questions. Thank you so much. And sorry that we couldn't answer everyone's questions. I tried my best, but, there were a lot of comments and questions. So thank you so much for contributing.
Yes, thank you, everybody. And, if we couldn't get your question this time, we are going to do this again. The great thing is that we can do this a lot now especially for our VIP and ACC members. So we'll do it again. This time we chose a time that was hopefully convenient for people in Europe and the Middle East. And probably the next one, I'll choose a time that's better for people in Asia, because in Asia right now it's like 3 or 4 in the morning. It's a little early for them. So next time I'll choose a time that's good for Asia, and I'll probably alternate, so between Asia, Europe, Asia, Europe, Asia, Europe, so that everyone has a chance. So if you didn't have a chance this time with your question, next time you can do it.
Yeah, I'd like to make a comment. There have been a couple of people in the chat room saying that this should be more of a regular thing for the VIP site. Well, I want to say that this live webinar was set up for AJ's Effortless English VIP members as well as the Advanced Conversation Club members. So, and this is going to be something that we'll start doing more often. That's right, yeah. Only the VIPs and ACC members were invited to participate in this. And, also we will continue to hopefully improve the technical part. We're trying different services. So this is an audio seminar service we're using today. It's called Instant Teleseminar. So there's no video for this,
but it does allow people to call and ask the questions verbally so we can hear you, and that's quite nice. Some other services have video, but then you can only do a chat question. So there's a lot of different technology solutions for this, and each has a positive and a negative. So we're trying different ones. This one, hopefully you enjoyed it, and we recorded it so you can listen to it again if you like, and definitely we will do this more often for the VIP members and the Advanced Conversation Club members. And if you know someone, or if you are not a VIP or ACC member, if you listen to the recording, below the recording you'll see like a little a button for VIP or ACC that you can click it and join the Advanced Conversation Club or join the VIP program, and you can participate. Because we will share this recording with everybody. We won't do that all the time, but just this time we're going to share it with everybody. Sometimes we'll have these calls and we won't share it. It'll be only the VIPs can listen to it, only the ACC members. But in the future, we'll do more. So if you're a VIP or ACC member, don't worry, we're going to do more of them. You will have another chance to call in and ask questions or give a comment, chat with us a little bit. So until then, we will see you next time. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. I loved hearing your voices and loved getting your chats, and really exciting. We will definitely do this more, and maybe we'll get Joe from Learn Real English to get on the next call too.
Yeah, somebody actually typed in on the chat, hello to Joe.
We'll try to get Joe to do it next time. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Kristen.
Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you. Yes. See you next time, and we'll get the recording available soon. Thank you very much.